When are you guys getting married? When are you guys getting married?
On our wedding day.
Tell me about the first time each of you realized you loved the other and what made you fall in love with each other.
Wow.
You go first. Whoa. You always make me go first. Please.
Okay. I think this would be in like another video, but I think one of the things that made me realize that I had feelings for Kalpa was her heart. During our pageant, there were some things that I guess I could not process at the time, but I never forgot. You know, just some moments we had during the whole journey for Mr. and Miss. There were moments where I saw her character and I realized that, like, look at her, she is gorgeous, but her heart, oh my God, that is stellar. Like, she has such a beautiful heart. So there were moments before that I saw or that we experienced together that just made me realize that, wow, she was a bit different. And so I think when I started to realize that, Tom, I think there's more to this, is when she was dating somebody at the time. And when she broke up with him and she told me, I was trying to console her, but I was laughing. I was not laughing, I was smiling.
He had like the cynical smile.
Like, oh my God,
and I
wow.
came to him as a friend and like seeking advice or whatever I was looking for. And he was like, oh, really? Oh,
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
And I'm like, you're smiling. And he was like, no, I'm not. I'm not smiling. I'm not smiling.
So I think that was probably the day. That was one of the days when I saw that, okay, wow, this is real. And there was a time when I feel like I'm a pageant king now. When I was doing so anyway, I was with some friends. I was doing Mr. and Miss University Kenya. Long story. Trust me, guys. It's not. Anyway, that's beyond the point. And a friend of mine asked me a very, very important question. She asked, "Why aren't you with Kalpa?" And I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And I think in that conversation, she kind of opened my eyes to realize, "Wait, what? Oh, wow, you know." I think deep down, I always knew I had feelings for her, but it just didn't show. Or I couldn't process it, but different moments in life and different experiences that we had kind of opened it up. I don't know if I've answered this question, but
I think there's a lot to it. I mean,
yeah.
I see it more from attraction to liking to loving somebody.
Yeah.
So I have explicit moments where I can say, you know, obviously the first time I saw Tom, I was already like, who's that? You know, I had this second glance, and then I was like, chill, like just chill, like he's really cute and everything. And I think that's a normal thing we have, all of us, you know. But then I think it hit the second time I realized I liked this guy. Was just how he operated in the pageant, how respectful he was with me, because we were partnered at that point. And to be honest, like I wasn't so comfortable in my space, like sharing it with a guy that close, like we were dancing and that sort of thing, you know, just dramatic stuff for a pageant. And through it all, like he was just a gentleman. Like never once did he make me feel uncomfortable or like he was coming on to me too strong. He really respected my boundaries, and I really love that about Tom. Even now, you know, he's just that guy who he gives me my space and he respects it full on. And then the moment I realized I liked him even more was, you know, as much as we were friends for so long, our first real friendship test was when I came to him with a huge problem that was happening in my family. And I came to him with this messed up story because I had no one to turn to at that point. It was almost 6 p.m. in the evening, and you know, Tom came through for me. I don't know why I reached out to Tom first of all my friends, but I reached out to him and told him, look, this is what's happening. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And the next thing he did, you know, he brought me home and to meet his mom and his dad. And to be honest, I think my first point of loving Tom was actually loving his family. I think I learned so much about Tom through his mom, through his dad, and I loved them so much. And that's a first contact of that I realized that I like this person so much because of how his family is, how his family has brought him up. And I'm actually tearing up now. Oh, yeah. And you know, I just fell in love with his family, his sister, his brother, and in that process, I realized I really liked Tom. And yeah, I think there's so many moments. It's very hard to like put a finger on it, but there's so many moments where Tom and his family have come through for me, and I was so grateful because as an only child, and you know, at the point that I was in my life, I needed a family so bad, and these guys just opened their hearts to me, and their hearts to me, and I think that was when I knew this is the guy. Like, what am I waiting for? This is the guy. And ever since then, you know, whenever I have my low moments, there was a time I was so not okay in terms of just my mental health. I was so not okay. And he was in church and I was home in my hostel. And I think somehow he felt in his heart that I wasn't doing well. And he dropped church and he came to the hostel. I hadn't even told him that I wasn't doing well, but I was in a very bad place. And when he knocked on the door, I instantly knew, I just knew that this is Tom. And when I opened it, I knew that we have a connection, you know. He knew I wasn't doing okay, even without me telling him. And for me, that's just, I think, to be honest, I found so much of God when I found Tom. Like, I understood what God's love feels like. I understood what that comfort feels like through him and his family. And then that's really where, for me, that's really where our journey just kicked off, when I realized that. That's heavy. That's just so heavy, because I don't think I've even talked to you that much about, you know, when the journey started for me. Obviously, I liked him. I was attracted to him and everything. Never acted on that, you know. We were just friends. And we wanted to actually keep it that way, for all we know. Yeah.
I think when we have the video about how we met, like our story, we can dive deeper in this. Because like she said, I think a lot of times people think that, you know, it's boom, you look at a person and bam, it happens. Like even me, the very first time I saw her was on the list of participants for the competition, and what stood out to me was that I saw she was so beautiful and her hobbies were coding. That really made me like coding and reading. I'm like, wow, you know. And our first conversation ever that we had was about the world and how we need to come, you know, with different cultures and, you know, just make Africa a better place. Like that was our very first conversation. So I think even having that kind of foundation, every encounter we had along the way, it just kept on revealing the kind of character she had and the kind of person she was, which really just built up to a point where I realized that I had loved her for a long time, but I didn't even know it. And so I think that's a story for another day.
As you can see, there's so much to it. Yeah. But as always, I'm grateful for that story. So, okay. What's the next one? When are we eating wedding cake?
On the wedding day. Next.
Boom. What ways are you still in awe of each other?
I think I can start with this one. I think she is, what blows me away about her every single day is how dedicated she is to being a better person. And I think that's really where we connect so deeply. Just the quest to be a better person, the quest to pursue your dreams and just be the best you can be. So I think that always keeps me looking at her in awe. Just seeing how she's been able to do what she's done, you know, and just who she is, you know, like she's always on a journey to become a better version of herself, which is one of the most important things you can do as a person. And I feel every time, you know, whether it's a conversation about a book you're reading or just when she's giving me, like, helping me out and just giving me context on how I can deal with certain things, it's evident that, yeah, man, she is wealth. She's a bank of knowledge and just really amazing wisdom. So yeah, I think that's really what gets me all the time, that she just blows me away with her mind, her heart, and just the way she sees the world and how she approaches life. Yeah.
I think for me, it's always a lot of things about him that I'm always in awe about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But then one thing is that Tom is super talented. He's actually multi-talented, and I have seen very few people who have that level of diverse talent. He's a writer, he's a rapper, he's a producer, he's a musician, he's the CEO of his company.
Oh my God, who is this guy?
And it's not even about that, it's obviously admiring all that talent, but in the process, his humility is just amazing. Even if I tell him something very silly about music, me with my zero music knowledge, he will take it. He'll be like, that's interesting, I'll look into it. And that talent that God has given him never gets to his head, and I've never understood that, how he manages to keep himself so grounded, regardless of how he's improving every single day in each of the talents that he has. And that's like my massive awe point, is like, whoa, he's like super humble. And even the first time I met him, I quickly came to realize, this guy, what can't he do, and regardless of all that, he was still so humble, so outgoing. He was so friendly with everybody, and never like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm a producer, so
I don't know why you use that.
That's how he talks. So yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm touched.
Has he popped the question yet?
If I have, I think you would know. Yeah? So, chill, guys. Relax.
When is it happening? No? Okay.
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
When is it happening?
When is what happening?
Okay. Last question. Where do you see yourselves in 5 years? I'm going to give this question to start with Tom, because this honestly is a Tom question.
All right, let me start by saying, I think if I was asked this question 5 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago, it would have been very different. But I feel like with what's happened this year and just the journey I've been on, I've started seeing life a bit differently. So in another environment, in another world, or in another life, I'd have told you, I want to have this level. I want to have accumulated this wealth-wise. I want to be on this place and that place. But, at the end of the day, I realized that life is a constant journey, and you're not racing with anyone but yourself. We all have our own path. So in 5 years, I see myself really thriving in God's plan for my life. Like this year, I've started everything that I've always wanted to do. I've put my foot out, to take that first step. They say the journey of 1,000,000 miles begins with the first step. I have many journeys that I'm pursuing at the same time, and this is a year where I finally started taking some of those steps. So in 5 years, I see myself thriving on that path, moving closer to where I'm meant to be. And I think for me, that's just, it doesn't get better than that. I see me and this one over here, married, and probably with like 8 kids at the time. Oh, 5 years. Sorry, my bad.
My God.
6, and just having a beautiful life. With like how many dogs are we having?
8.
No. Okay.
9.
But yeah, just
with
being.
A cat.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. But just with the family, and just enjoying life and, making the best of every day God has given us, man. Like, you were made to be great, so why live a basic life? Why live a life that... So, 5 years from now, I think we should even react to this video. But I basically see us in a place
that
where...
would be interesting.
a place where I am thriving, walking in the center, God's will for my life, and making sure that every gift that I've been given, I have started to put to use, because God will not give you a gift if he has no plan for you to use it. So you better start using those things.
Yeah. I think mine is just very simple. There was a time when I was so enthusiastic about 2-year plans and 3-year plans, and it always hurt me at the end, because life doesn't really go the way you expect it to go in 2 or 3 years. And so I have realized that living my today well and praying to live my tomorrow well, in every aspect, physical, mental, spiritual, I'm already on a journey to a good place in 5 years, and obviously it will be with Tom, and I think an important aspect of my goals for 5 years is just my giving back to the society, whatever that my purpose may be, that I am at the center of it, and I'm able to give back what I have been given, like 100-fold to others. That's like, for me personally, like as Kalpa, that's what I want to do. That's where I thrive best, is when I do stuff for others. And yeah, I think figuring that out is a major part of my 5-year journey and 5-year goal, and doing that, going through that journey with Tom and my 8 dogs and a cat. Maybe a kid or 2, maybe
7. Yeah.
Is all I ever need. I mean, I'm happiest with Tom. I'm happiest with my farm, the farm that I've inherited through Tom, and that's all I ever want. And good food. I mean, I'm a foodie, and coffee. I mean, that's all I ever want, and I'll be happy. Yeah. And that's the end of this. Actually, those are the questions we've had. So let us know if you liked this, and if you have any more questions or assumptions, keep pushing it our way, and we'll keep making videos to answer those. Did you enjoy this?
I did. So now that we've gotten those Q&As out of the way, we have a lot more coming. I think we'll dive into some of these questions as individual videos and all that. But I think with that said, guys, like, subscribe, check the description. You can follow us. Our Instagram handles are there. And if you haven't, click the notification bell so you can get updates. But above all, thank you guys. This has been, as I said, the feedback we got, it's been fuel for us to make sure we did this. So we're so excited to continue this journey, and we hope that we continue to add value to your lives. So
stay blessed.
Thank you guys. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Oh my gosh, I can't see Jack. Jeez. I can see the thing. Oh wow.
Oh my god, this is so blooper worthy. We're so blind.
Let's just chill a bit for the...
Oh Lord.
Can you dogs shut up? They act like they're not being fed.
No, this one is going to start. It's nonsense.
Really hope it's not going to be too loud and people are just hanging, barking. Whoa. This is what consistency looks like.
It's painful. It's from that side, right?
And these dogs have a fantastic compound. They have all the food they need. I don't know why they're complaining.